Hello everyone, this is Tormuse, picking up where I left off in Doki Doki New Eyes, going into Act 2. Here's where things go nuts, theoretically. Let's pick up where we left off, going into Day 2, with the lowered pitched music. Anyway, hi again, Tormuse. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but I at least keep my word. Mom goes back to her seat. Without waiting, I get up and I walk up to him, smiling. My heart is beating so fast, I feel like it could explode any second now. His skin looks so soft. Thanks for keeping your promise, Tormuse. I hope this isn't too overwhelming of a commitment for you, making you dive headfirst into literature when you're not accustomed to it. Before Tormuse gets the chance to answer, Natsuki joins the conversation. Stay calm, Yuri, stay calm. Oh, come on, like he deserves any slack. You already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you're planning just to come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take it seriously, then you won't see the end of it. Getting ready to tell Natsuki to go away, but Monica takes care of it before I do. Natsuki, you certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps her manga collection in the club room. Manga is literature. Shaking my head enough to make Natsuki notice my disappointment. Making Tormuse so uncomfortable. I'm sorry, Tormuse. Now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you'd have an interest in picking up a book to read? That's at my bag. Please say yes. Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now, so it only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask. Oh, wait. I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess. I lower my head. No. I messed up. I shouldn't have talked like that. I'm done. Suddenly, Tormuse closes his throat. No, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try to be a part of this club. So, even if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you wanted me to. Sigh with relief, and my heart feels warm and fuzzy again. Okay, no messing up this time. Are you sure? It just felt like, well, as vice president and all, that I should help you get started on something you might like. I bent down to grab the book I brought. Why am I so nervous? This is what I've wanted all along. I didn't want you to feel left out, so I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. My heart's racing, faster and faster and faster. Yuri, thank you, I'll definitely read this. He grins at me. That's this smile. I want to be with him forever and ever. I want to see that smile. I want it to be mine. I smile back at him. Phew. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. I walk back to my seat. Hands are shaking. I push myself too hard, but no situation is too tough for me now. I'll do whatever it takes to get closer to him. I want to get that feeling of bliss, of ecstasy. As I open my book, I stare at Tormuse. He's walking towards the closet where Natsuki's grumbling all kinds of nonsense. Did she call him? Why is he going with her anyway? I sigh. Suddenly someone taps me on my shoulder. So I guess we're doing Natsuki route for both Act 1 and 2? Anyway, suddenly someone taps my shoulder. Yuri, still deep in thought? Huh? Oh, yes, just reading, and I flip a page of my book, acting like I was actually reading it. Monica lifts an eyebrow. Anyway, since these two are obviously busy talking to each other, I think we should do something. How about that? I alternatively glance between Tormuse and Monica. I don't want to leave this room, not while he's alone with Natsuki, but Monica's stare somehow makes me want to accompany her. I uttered a heavy sigh. Sure. I'm not sure there's much we could do, though. I don't think so. I wanted to go get some old books from another classroom, actually. Thought maybe you'd like helping me out. I frowned for a few seconds before nodding. If you want. If it's for the literature club, I guess we can do it. Good. Then let's get going. Those two don't have much to do. Let's not bother them. Clench my fists. It'd be great if she could stop talking about those two. I follow her out of the classroom, glancing one last time at Tormuse. I'll be back soon. Monica excitedly claps her hands while I close the door behind me. I'm really glad Tormuse is having fun. Aren't you? Just as I thought, huh? What are you feeling? Jealousy? I'm not jealous. I would never be jealous. Is that so? I understand. If you ever need to tell me about what you're feeling, just do so, alright? After all, I'm here to help you. I just want you to feel happy in my club. My body relaxes. Monica's words captivate me. Thank you, Monica. My I'd love to explain what's happening, but no words come to mind. This is a situation I just can't explain. It's a feeling, an atmosphere, something I can't describe. Never mind, I'm fine. Sorry, just... situation I just can't explain, something I can't describe. Again, like, this is another case where, like, one of those lines could have been cut without missing anything. It gets a little repetitive. So, I mean, the mod tends to be a bit repetitive, so like a round of editing is in order. I'm just pointing out. I don't know. I'm still in that sort of critical mode where I'm pointing stuff out like that. Anyway, I'm moving on. Never mind, I'm fine. I'll tell you if something's wrong. Great. Now let's go take care of these books, all right? She starts walking towards the stairs. I can't help but feel a little confused. Didn't you say we'd go to a different classroom? Why are you heading for the stairs? Oh, that's right. The classroom I was talking about is at the 3rd floor. All the old books are kept in there. Oh, I see. Makes sense. Let's go then. I follow Monica as she walks up the stairs to the 3rd floor. Again, what is Monica's motivation? Like, what's her goal here? What's she doing? I mean, at first glance, when you talk about Natsuki, I figure, okay, she's trying to, try to egg Yuri on, trying to, needling her into starting a conflict with Natsuki. Like, that would be my first assumption. Let's see where it goes. It's considerably darker here. It's a scary atmosphere, but I like it. Makes me feel like everything is different. Monica stops walking as soon as they reach the closest classroom. She puts her hand on the door handle, but she gasps as she turns towards me. Oh my, Yuri, I've forgotten something. I was supposed to do something super important. Can you take care of the books? They're in the closet, in the back of the room. You can't miss them. Fine, I'll bring them to the club room. Or do you want me to wait for you here? No, that won't be necessary. Thanks, Yuri. I'll be back soon. She hurries down the stairs, leaving me in the corridor. Now, Rainclaws did something like this, where Monica directed Sayuri to a random classroom so she could find the rope, which she later uses to hang herself. Is this her history repeating itself here? Anyway. Yeah, she hurries down the stairs, leaving me in the corridor. I turn to face the door. Inside the classroom is seemingly incredibly dark. Push open the door and I step in. I shiver. It's cold here. The tables are all dusty and it smells like rotten meat. What? Does the school even take care of this floor? I squint my eyes to look around the classroom. I spot the closet Monica was talking about. It's hard to make my way between the tables to reach it, but I finally manage to stop in front of it. Why don't you turn the light on? Classrooms usually have a light switch by the door. Yeah, oh well. I open the closet and I scan the shelves, looking for the books Monica wanted. So much wasted time I could be spending with Tormuse. Where are these books anyway? A knife. Really? Really, Sikadev? I'd hoped there was going to be some kind of imaginative twist to this, but nope, it's just basically an exact repeat of Rainclouds. Okay, moving on. Wait, is there another line there? Oh, I moved some cardboard boxes looking for... Okay, anyway. A knife. There's an old rusty knife under a cardboard box. I gently take it with my 2 hands to look at it. It's thin, but... Oh, okay. I think that was supposed to be it's without an apostrophe, as in the possessive. It's thin blade? Anyway. It's thin blade, it's sturdy handle. Everything about it makes my heart pound. Somehow, thinking about Tormuse at the same time makes it all the more exciting. This must be fate. It must be, I need this knife. It's mine. Just like Tormuse. Mine. Mine. My... Sorry, was there another line there? Okay. Huh? It's pitch black. I can still feel the heavy knife in my hand. Okay, don't panic. It must be a power outage or something like that. Nothing else. I slowly make my way to the door of the room, touching the tables to make sure I don't fall. I don't want to let go of the knife. It makes me feel safer. And I want to keep it. I don't know why. I just want to. It makes me feel better to feel cold steel in my hands. Door. Where's this door? I feel the wall under my palms, but I can't find this door. Monica? Help me? Tormuse? Tormuse, please. My heart is racing. I still can't find the door. I feel the handle. I grab it and I open the door, immediately stepping outside. What? This isn't our school, right? Corridor isn't the one Monica left me in. I'm sure of that. Hear you whispering? Where are the stairs? The lights? Why is everything so silent? Why? What's happening? Tormuse, where is he? Is he safe? I breathe in slowly as an attempt to calm myself down so that I may properly assess the situation. My mind is clear. Everything is fine. I just need to have a look around. This has to be some kind of joke performed by the other club members. Okay, calm. I look around me. 2 corridors. One on the left, one on the right. No stairs to be seen. My only solution in this case is to keep moving. This can't be real, after all. I guess I'll save it since there's a choice. I mean, it seems pretty arbitrary whether I pick left or right. Like, search point was the stairs. I don't think. Was there any reference to which way they went? Look up the stairs to the 3rd floor. You should close the classroom. There's no reference to left or right. So this is a completely arbitrary choice. Okay, well, let's turn right, I guess. Take a few hesitant steps towards the corridor. Why is this place so big? This corridor looks exactly like the one I was in before. There aren't that many corridors in our school. Just where am I? Despite my will to calm down, I feel my hands shaking. This place doesn't feel right. Once again, it's the same situation, 2 corridors. Well, I'm going to go right again. My steps resonate within the empty corridor, so silent I can hear my own heartbeat. I turn to the next corridor. Ooh. Guess that was Syrie there? What? Who's that? Who's there? Something flashed on the screen again. Help me! I can't say a word. It's pitch black again. I'm starting to get a headache. Make it stop. Please make it stop. Where's Tormuse? Is he still with Natsuki? Thinking about this makes me want to scream and ask for help. Please. Same corridor. And there's a red veiny effect vaguely there. Same ambience. Same smell. What is this place? My head hurts. I feel my heartbeat in my ears. I have to keep going. Going forward is the only thing that should get me out of here. The classroom door is locked and the stairs still aren't there. Keep going. Should I have saved it after that other choice? I don't know. Save it again, I guess. I'm gonna go right again, just because. I mean, either it doesn't matter, or it's trying to coax me into picking the left option. My entire body is starting to ache. It's like this place is slowly draining me of my energy, making me slowly lose the little sanity I have left. I stumble 1, 2, 3 times. I finally reach the next corridor. Let me out! Let me out! Let me out! I yell as much as I can. Why won't anyone hear me? It hurts. It hurts even more than seeing Tormuse with Natsuki. I need to keep going. Yeah, what the heck. Just save after each of these choices and turn right again. I taste some blood in my mouth. I feel incredibly dizzy, like I'm going to faint. Please let this be it. No, no, no! Stop this! Let me out! I stare at my shaking hands. I still have the knife in my hand. I feel irresistibly drawn to the blade. I bring it closer to my face. I can smell it, the smell of steel and sweat. And didn't it say it was rusty too? Don't cut yourself with that, eerie. You'll get tetanus. Enough. The blood is already forming a puddle on the ground. The The wounds on my left arm are open again, my heart slowing down, the pain stopping, but it hasn't completely stopped yet. The blade is now covered in blood. The arm is getting even worse. A continuous flow of blood is coming out of it. It doesn't hurt. The sight makes me want to keep doing it again and again. This hot sensation again. Tormuse. I drop the knife on the floor. I'm unable to keep it in my hand. It feels so good. I wish Tormuse could be here. And I wish he could see my blood. More. I feel dizzy. Like everything. Like I'm not. I feel some liquid on my arm. Is there another line there? My breath is as irregular as ever and my head hurts. I slowly open my eyes. I'm laying on the floor, arms spread. There's a bloody knife near one of the tables, and my arm is in an indescribable state. Like it's been stabbed 100 times. Dry blood is all over my wounds, but there's no blood on the floor. Have I been somewhere else? I can't seem to remember what happened. All I know is I'm feeling some kind of satisfaction I can't understand. Have I fainted? I can't tell. I came here for some books, but I can't remember much else. I get up. My body hurts, but I have no idea on how long I've stayed here. Monka's books do not matter. I'll just tell her I haven't found them. Tormuse may be waiting for me. I can't afford to let him wait too long. I walk to the exit and I walk in the corridor. Somehow I feel relieved as soon as I see the stairs. Yeah, I haven't commented on it so far, but there are a number of instances in this mod of I get the definite feeling that English is not Sugidev's first language. Things like, and I walk in the corridor. It's just an awkward way of phrasing it. Anyway, moving on. Somehow I feel relieved as soon as I see the stairs. I just want to exit this place. The knife is still on the floor, but I don't think anyone will find it, let alone guess who used it. As of now, I have one priority, seeing Tormuse. As I walk down the stairs, I look at all the cuts in my arm. I can't just keep my sleep up like that. What if someone sees it? I wouldn't mind if Tormuse, it doesn't matter. I need to clean this as soon as possible. Before going to the club room, I stop by the bathroom. Immediately start cleaning my arm under the cold water. Oh, there we go. We finally have her cleaning her wound. There have been several instances in this mod where she cuts herself and then there's no reference to her cleaning it or bandaging it or anything, and she just goes on. Which is rather curious when there tends to be like over detailed to the point of repetitiveness in a lot of other cases. Anyway, moving on. A mix of blood and water makes a beautiful red transparent liquid. It's almost like it'd be tasty. I chuckle as I dry my arm. The wounds are clearly visible. I don't care about going too far. After all, it's justified. It's as good as any other way to feel good and relieve stress. I stop to listen into the club room. Yeah, see, again, like, listen into the club room? That's, again, a bit of an odd phrasing. It's become a habit, a way to check how they're faring without me. I hear Monka's voice, talking to Natsuki, maybe? I enter the club room. I freeze as I look at the back of the class. Monka is kneeling next to Tormuse and Natsuki. However, the latter her head is on Tormuse's shoulder. Unacceptable, truly. I feel anger boiling inside of me. How dare she? A few seconds later, I notice something isn't right. Natsuki doesn't look fine. Her eyes look empty. Monka tosses her what looks like a protein bar, and she immediately eats it. I see. This hasn't happened in a while, has it? I'll let it go for once. After all, Tormuse didn't want this, did he? Monka tells something to him and stands up, making sure I listen. She doesn't even seem surprised by my presence or the time I took to come back. I'll tell her I couldn't find the books later. Now that I think about it, she left me alone. She should have worried. Something's off. Why don't we all share poems now? We all nod without saying a thing. Now, there is one interesting choice here. It described what's happening without having a copy paste of the original dialogue. Sugadev should have done more of that. Quite frankly, because a lot of these club room scenes is copy paste dialogue from the original DLC. There are a lot of cases where you could have cut some of that out and just stream past it. But whatever. Anyway, moving on. In fact, I think we're all a little scared of what we'll show to each other. My mind is clear now, so I'm starting to realize I don't want to show my poem. I was so tired this morning that I just wrote something that I thought would be okay, but what if it disappoints Tormuse? There's no point in speculating. My goal is to impress him, so I'll do it. We all sit at our respective chairs, and I stare at Tormuse, poem in hand. He's hesitating. We're all waiting for him to share his poem. He decides to walk towards Natsuki, smiling at her. Fine, that's your win, Natsuki. Maybe he's worried about her, about what just happened. That must be it. You give him a book, haven't I? So he'll be happy to read it. And you'll be happy to talk about it with me, right? So that's why I think you should stop always spacing out like that. Excuse me. You do realize I've been talking to you for about a minute. You haven't even noticed. Remember, if anything's on your mind, I'm here. Oh, yeah, sure. Don't really feel like I can trust her about that. She left me alone. She didn't check up on me. She's always listening to us and always asking personal questions. No, this is definitely wrong. So have you written a poem? I have, yes. I decided to stop staring at Tormuse and Natsuki. I don't want Monika to start wondering what I'm doing. Great. Do you think we could share them by any chance? I wanted to show it to Tormuse first. I didn't want to risk being mean to her, though. She's our president, and she trusts me enough to let me be the vice president. Sure. I reached into my bag to grab the poem I wrote. Again, it's like the over justification of her actions. It just feels a little excessive. Anyway, moving on. Monika looks excited as I hand it to her. Thank you. She eagerly starts reading it, and her smile slowly fades away. After she finishes it, she hands it to me. Well, wasn't it good? But I did my best. Oh no, not at all. I was actually thinking I don't want to show you mine after reading yours. I mean, it's probably just bad, considering what you wrote. I sigh with relief, so Tormuse probably won't hate it. Oh no, please show it to me. I'd love to read it, and I'm sure you made something great, Monika. Okay, I'll show you. Please don't hate it. I'm not such an awful person, you know. I wouldn't just hate something so easily. And that's not what I meant. I shrug as I take the poem from Monika's hands. What does Monika mean? I feel the wounds on my arm stretch as I extend my arm. And it's Hole in Wall Part 2. Okay, moving on. Indeed, this is what I was expecting. The rhythm is irregular, and I overall just don't like it. How am I supposed to tell her that? Well, there are quite a few pieces of advice I can give you. I should have known. Pardon? Is nothing. I think I know what's wrong with my poem anyway. Rhythm and all that, right? How could she know? Did she actually write while knowing what was wrong? If that's the case, it's a bit stupid. That's the same as giving up. It takes dedication and time to reach what you want. Sorry, is the implication here that Monika's reading Yuri's internal monologue? Or reading her mind, or just generally writing what she's thinking? I don't know. Alright then. If you need any advice, feel free to come and see me. Will do. Monika leaves me alone. I just want to help her. Before I look in another direction, I feel a presence near me. Not a presence, his presence. I can just feel it. I know he's here. I turn around. He's here, gazing at me. We're looking at each other, not speaking. It's like time has stopped. If only I could stay here, looking at him forever, and ever, and ever. Tormuse suddenly hands me his poem for me to read. Okay, this is it. Let's see who he really is. We're still keeping with this theme, eh? Aren't those Sairi words? Like adventure, amazing, awesome. Oh well, moving on. Exceptional. Well, that's curious. That's what Eerie says during Yuri's route, but I thought we were in Natsuki's route. You're taking some liberties with that. Yeah? What was that? Did I say that out loud? Oh god, take a shot. I bury my face in my hands. I didn't want to say that out loud. Whenever I'm around him, it's like I've become the one I've always been until now. Shy and anxious. He's going to hate me. You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. Eh? Sorry, wait, what? Did you... What's happening here? You really didn't do anything wrong, Yuri. I think that line is supposed to be Yuri. Did you do something funny while copy-pasting there? Or just took it out, perhaps? Anyway, I guess you're right. What am I getting so nervous for? I take a breath. Okay, fine, it's going to be fine. So, what kind of writing experience do you have? Your use of imagery and metaphors indicates you've written a lot of poetry before. Really? Wow, that's a huge compliment coming from you. This is actually my first time, really. Huh? What? His first time? Is it actually possible to be so talented? He glances at his poem again. No way. So this is who he is. On top of having this special aura, he's an incredibly talented writer. My heart is racing. Well, I know that. I just meant, I have to find something. He may get offended because of what I said. This is a risk I can't take. I nervously trace my... I think there's supposed to be space there. Trace my finger along the words, looking for something to say. Yeah, okay. This is the reason I was able to tell. It's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style that's separate from the topic matter, and they form the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills and techniques that go into writing even a simple poem. Not just fine. So much vanilla dialogue, sorry. Not just finding them and building them, but getting them to work together is probably the most challenging part. It may take some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. I mean, admittedly, I'm guilty of that too. There's, I could probably stand to cut more dialogue out, but in my own mod. But anyway, moving on. Now this can be a little bit biased, though. Biased? How? No, I can't. I love what I'm feeling influenced by what I said. The antipathy I'm feeling towards Natsuki because of her behavior with Termes has influenced my words. Well, never mind. Yeah. Followed by the, 3 lines over justifying what. Anyway, moving on. Never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry. It's fine. It looks like what Termes is saying is genuine. I almost messed up. I need to get a hold of myself. Now's not the time to behave this way. Do you mind if I read your poem now? Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. I smile at him. After what Manga told me, I know for sure he's going to like it. I hand him my poem and he starts reading it. His smile stays the same and I find myself staring at his eyes. Once again, this color is so captivating. However, it seems like it's taking a bit of time. Is he waiting for me to make a move, maybe? That must be it. I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting. What? I wasn't thinking that at all. But it took you a long time to read. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty. Eh? That's a relief. Also, I like the poem. Even though it was short, it was really descriptive. It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems. Not at all. I'm really glad you like it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Something I wrote for him, in fact. Are you into ghosts, Yuri? Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Tormuse. Really? Must have totally missed the point. Maybe he didn't understand the purpose of my poem, but he at least enjoyed it. That's the only thing that matters. He liked it. Tormuse liked it. Tormuse. Well, I suppose you did only glance over it after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, lingering in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing. Sorry. That's a lot more solemn putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive. It's nothing, really. Yours is impressive too, so... Nah. If anything, I could learn a thing or two from you. Sorry, there's... I've read these lines so many times. If anything, I could probably learn a thing or two from you. You think so? Yeah, of course. You know, I was really nervous about doing all this, but in the end, I enjoyed it. I'm going to keep doing my best for you, Tormuse. Me too. Tormuse turns around and walks towards the table. I'm standing there, my poem still in hand. He said he's going to do his best for me. My heart is now slowly beating, and I feel much more at ease. In fact, I think the combination of the recent events and his words make me feel happy. Happier than I've ever been. I sit in my chair, rereading my poem. Tormuse held it and read it. I can't believe it. He liked it. This is amazing. And his poem, amazing. How can such a person exist? How did I not ever meet him before? I want to teach him some writing techniques. I want him to teach me what he can do, too. There's so much I wish I could do. I hear some steps on my left. I turn my head to see a small figure sit down next to me. In a general situation, I'd just be annoyed at her, but I don't seem to mind right now. I'll be nice. She doesn't want to make me mad, does she? Well, Yuri, seems like you enjoyed Tormuse's poem, didn't you? Yes, indeed. It was really enjoyable. He's got a certain talent. I can't agree more. We both look at each other, not saying a word. This is awkward. So, I've seen you weren't feeling really well earlier. Are you feeling any better? Oh, yes, Actually, you don't really need to fake your concern. You don't really care, do you? I do. Maybe my behavior's been strange lately, but I have my reasons. That doesn't mean I don't want to know about your health, alright? I'm concerned. I already told you I have circumstances. Just happened to get a little tired. And since it's been really hot outside lately, you know. But I'm fine. So don't overthink it, okay? However, I'm a bit more concerned about you. Notice how you didn't come back for a long time, you know. Again, with the awkward wordings, whatever. Yeah, this morning, despite what you said to try and convince me you cut yourself while making food, I'm not stupid, you know. I can understand if you want to tell me something. Maybe you don't see me as a friend, but I see you as one. At least I thought I did, but it seems like I may have been wrong. Listen, I don't know. Just remember what I said and stop being so hostile all the time. I'm not your enemy. Can't tell if her monologue was genuine or not. I nod, however, something is bugging me here. Why do you think these cuts weren't because I got hurt while I was cooking? Do you think I'm such an irresponsible person, Natsuki? No, that's not what I meant. You know what? Let's just stop here. Maybe we should wait for both of us to be calmer. She stresses the word both, making sure I have to calm down too. I understand why she'd be concerned, but then again, this is none of her business. You're right. And why don't we share our poems? Aren't we supposed to be doing that right now? Oh, right. Tell me what you think. She hands me her poem, and I hand her mine. And it's Eagles Can Fly. Well, it's not really good. I would have expected Natsuki to at least put a little effort into it. Did Tormuse like this? No way he did. What's with this language? Huh? Did you say something? Okay, let's see what Sigurd does with the argument. Oh, it's nothing. She puts a poem on the table and gives me a look I can't understand. Disappointed look, maybe? I guess you could say it's fancy. Thanks. Yours is cute. Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. Yeah. It's perfectly fine, like, adding extra dialogue. It just feels a little weird making that transition between I want to be friends, I don't want to be your enemy, and, you know, like all this, I'm concerned about you, to instantly getting offended when she uses the word cute. It's super awkward transition. and again, and it's just another instance of, you know, Sukadev's version of you know, his version of the canon not lining up with the original. It would have been perfectly fine if that had been its own story, but tying it together, it makes it really jarring when it switches. When it switches between Sukadev's version of Natsuki's character and Canon's version of Natsuki's character. It's, anyway, moving on. How can that be cute? I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice. Mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all. Well, I do have a couple suggestions. If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Manga liked it, and Tommy's did too. So based on that, I'll gladly give you some suggestions of my own. First of all, like, see how different this dialogue is? How instantly angry she is? Like, it just, like, her personality turns on a dime. Like one line to the next. Well, a line Sukadev wrote and a line Dan Salvato wrote, you know? It's just jarring. Like, adding your own stuff, great, but like, it would have been nice if it fit a little better. Or just move away from the DDLC canon altogether. I still say, I think it would be cool if Sukadev wrote and made a mod which doesn't incorporate any of the dialogue from the original, you know? Just completely make it his own story. Like, have, you know, establish his own personalities for the characters, so if it doesn't mesh with the original dialogue, it doesn't matter, because then it's completely his own story. Like, I would much prefer that than this weird, jarring, going back and forth stuff. Anyway, moving on. Excuse me, I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless of course I come across something particularly inspiring, which I haven't yet. Just the right amount of aggressiveness. She's acting childish, and I'm not letting that pass. And Tormy's like my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. She stands up, looking at me with a look of pure anger, not scared of her. She should be afraid, because this time I'm not letting her impress Tormuse. Oh, I didn't realize you were so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri. That's... Poem panic with a raised pitch now? That's not what you just... I stand up, almost slam my fist on the table. Maybe you're just jealous that Tormuse appreciates my advice more than he appreciates yours. Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself? If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy. Well, you know what? I wasn't the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Twimmy started showing up. Natsuki. Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't involve you. This doesn't involve you. Taking out your own insecurities on others like that. You really act as young as you look, Natsuki. Me? Look who's talking, you wannabe edgy bitch. Edgy? Sorry that my lifestyle is too much for someone of your mental age to comprehend. See? Just saying that proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know. If you want to prove anything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude. You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing and acting cute? The only cute thing about you is how hard you try. Well, be careful or you might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad, you already do, don't you? Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? What the fuck is wrong with your head? Yeah, go on. Let Tormuse hear everything you really think. I'm sure he'll be head over heels for you after this. I turn to Tormuse. Fine, she wants to do it this way. I'll show her who's controlling the situation. I'm not letting this kid take advantage of the situation to make me look bad. That's a different expression. He looks like somebody just died, like seriously. Tormuse, she's just trying to make me look bad. That's not true. She started it. He's standing there with a look of true horror on his face. What's so wrong? What's so wrong about this situation? He should be siding with me. Monika's next to him, hesitating. She better not dare to try to change something about the situation. My arguments made the most sense. It's over. I've won. Hey Tormuse, why don't we step outside for a bit, okay? The two of them exit the room. Monica, Monica, you bitch. This is unfair. Natsuki chuckles and I turn to her. Her superior smile makes me want to see her mentally break down. I want to see her suffer. Natsuki, you're nothing but a useless person. Honestly, it'd be much better for you to die. Tormuse doesn't care about you, don't you see? Whatever your circumstances are, you deserve everything bad that happens to you. Do you think you can fight me? Do you think you can really be better than me? You're worth nothing. That music's different. In fact, I'd be surprised if you could do something other than whining. Yuri said this, Yuri said that. Why don't you get yourself a personality? There is no purpose to your presence. In fact, no matter how much I try, I can't find any positive aspect to your personality. Noisy, selfish, full of yourself. I really don't see why anyone would be your friend. Tormuse is mine. You started this argument, now you have to suffer the consequences. To him, you're nothing but a selfish, childish little girl. And this is exactly what you are. Aren't you ashamed? When I think about it, you're ridiculous. You're so small and fragile. I wonder how it feels to be honest. You know, to be so physically meaningless. Don't ever speak to me again, Yuri. I understand why people reject you now. She runs out of the room. What have I done? Who am I to say such things? I felt so angry. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Yuri? I didn't mean it. I believe you. Tormuse, please don't hate me. Please. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today. It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forget all about it by tomorrow. Completely. Anyway, the meeting is over, so you can go home now if you want. I don't trust Monica. I don't like how she kept Tormuse from giving his opinion. I need to be closer to him again. I also need to ask him what she said. I'm sure she tried to bring us down, Natsuki and me. I know it. But I can't say anything if she's here. You can go first, Monica. I'd like to stay a little bit longer. I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done. Well, I'm vice president, so please let me take that responsibility today. And kind of sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri. It's not that. It's not that. I didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with Tormuse. It would just be embarrassing with you listening. I guess I don't really have a choice, do I? I'm sorry for causing trouble, but I really appreciate you understand. Yeah. No. Also gets text. Oh, interesting. There's a little Sayori graphic in the background. ... Tormuse and Monica left. Should have known she wouldn't let me talk to Tormuse. I was stupid for believing the contrary. Look around me. Natsuki left. She's probably not coming back either. I'm alone. What have I done? I got my bag on the floor. There's no point in staying here. Before I leave, though, I spot something on the floor. Something familiar. Is this Tormuse's pen? It's a weird way for her to find it. I mean, she has to find it because she makes a reference to it in the next bay. Okay. I'm going to pause for a second. I need to get some water. And back again. Yeah. Yeah, so there was the argument between Yuri and Natsuki. Yeah, so basically Yuri just heaped a whole pile of insults on her. Anyway, moving on. Isn't this Tormuse's pen? I bend down to pick it up. I feel some kind of warmth in my entire body. Tormies will surely be glad if I bring it to him, right? I hesitated at the front of the door. Monika's supposed to be the one locking it, but since she's not here, well, it's not like anyone will come in to steal whatever we have inside. I wouldn't mind if they took the manga, though. I chuckled as I closed the door. Truth is, I feel incredibly guilty. But it was for Tormies, wasn't it? Yes, definitely. Natsuki's out of my way. There's a slight breeze outside. I try to look for Monika, Tormies, or Natsuki, but none of them can be found. I should call someone to know if they hate me. I've hurt everyone, haven't I? I take my phone and I look in my contacts. Oh, interesting. Yeah, so this is actually very interesting. You can choose between calling Natsuki or Monika? Well, I mean, like, could be worth calling Natsuki to. I have no idea how much it influences the story. If I may, like it probably doesn't influence a whole lot. I mean, this thing is following the canon pretty closely. But I suppose, you know, if Yuri is feeling guilty right now, maybe calling Natsuki means she'll apologize. Although she already previously apologized and didn't stop her from being mean afterwards, so maybe it won't do any good. Maybe I should call Monika instead. I'm not sure what she'd say to Monika. Kind of think of it, she didn't. Yuri never actually made any comment about not picking up the books that she was asked to. We just kind of forgot about that detail. Oh well. Anyway, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna call Monika. I dialed Monika's number. I may have acted a little pushy earlier, but that was on purpose. I need to stay with Tormies some more. She finally picks up. Yuri, is that you? Oh yes, I want to say I'm sorry for being too pushy. I guess that's fine. But there are better ways to get closer to Tormies, you know. To get closer to... Hey, what makes you say that? Well, I'll see you tomorrow. She hung up. Why? This is bothering me. Guess I'll just go home. This is the best I can do for today. Feels like an endless walk to reach my house. I just want to rest for now. However, now that I think about it, despite today's events, things went generally well, didn't they? Gave Tormies a book, and he liked my poem. I got to see how talented he is. Okay, I have to concentrate on that. I'm getting there, and no one's stopping me. As usual, I drop my bag on the floor, and I let myself drop on the sofa. I keep moving. I can't just stay seated. I feel like I'm lacking something, and I think I know what it is. Tormies. Ever since I left the club room, I've been gradually feeling it more and more, this feeling that I'm lacking his presence. I can't get over it. I need him to be there, next to me, always, forever. Make it stop. Put my palms in my head, trying to think of something else, but I can't. Tormies. Sorry, what? Tormies, please be there. Did you call me? Is this a hallucination? Is this real? Tormies, why are you here? Well, since Monika didn't want to leave you alone, I decided to come by and ask you what you want to tell me. So go on, I'm listening. Well, I think I should tell you about one of my concerns. But first, what did Monika tell you in the corridor while I was settling everything with Natsuki? Oh, that. Nothing really. You were just waiting for you to finish talking. Are you sure? Yep. Is there anything else you'd like me to know? Alright, so please don't tell Monika about this. I've been feeling like something strange lately. Whenever I'm in the club room, I feel like Monika's always listening to me, to us. She's been asking weird questions, you know, about you too. It's like she doesn't really want us to get closer to you. Not in a romantic way, just as friends. But I think it's a bit strange, and I'm worried. Now, I know my behavior's a little strange too, so I want to apologize about that. I see. Well, that's funny. Huh? What's so funny about that? Nothing really. This smile again. Tormuse, is it fine if I just get just a little closer? I take a step towards him. He doesn't move. I have to tell you that Sorry, what? That yeah, there's nothing else. Well, it seems like you had quite a lot to tell Tormuse, is that right? Is this right? What's his background here? It's a different background anyway. It's a little mean, you know. I thought I made it clear. You know, don't get in my way and all. You're not supposed to actively remember it, but your behavior should have been affected. Well, it was affected, but that's not how I saw it. It doesn't matter. You just have to remember this is none of your business. So get over it and stop thinking about him all the time. Monaco, what? Why are you here? Where's Tormuse? He was here just a second ago, right? Is this even real? Actually, it isn't. Well, everything isn't the way you think it is, at least. If only you could know. Know what? What's going on? You've already asked me that. When? What are you talking about? Where's Tormuse? I'm just going to make sure he doesn't choose you. I don't want things to end the way they did for... Now if you'll excuse me. Don't panic. Natsuko will get the same treatment after all. Just like you, she won't remember anything. Where is she? What is this? It's a dream, right? I fell asleep or I fainted. This is the only possible explanation. There we go. Just what... Ow. My head hurts. Where am I? Sorry. This sorry image in my room. I don't really remember coming here yesterday. Come to think of it, I don't remember doing anything yesterday. I just know I went home after everything that happened, but after that, why can't I remember? It's been happening more and more lately. Memory loss. There's still someone I can remember. He's here, always in my head. However, it's not the same as usual. It's not only seeing him inside my head, no, it physically hurts to not have him next to me. I'm seeing him again today, and I'm not giving up on him. I'll apologize about my behavior. I am who I am, but it seems like he was shocked. I sigh. Okay, apologize to Natsuki and Tormuse. I'm doing this today. I walk into the living room. Wait, are we into the next day? Is that what was supposed to have happened there? Or did we just have a time jump there? Coming here yesterday, so yeah, I guess this is the next day. The transition was a little whatever. Anyway, moving on. I'll get into the living room. My bag is still on the floor, and it seems like I haven't done much yesterday. Have I even written a poem? Look around, no paper to be seen, even my bag is empty. So I didn't write one. I'll just get some food and a shower before that. I need to be healthy for Tormuse. I grab some food in the fridge and I eat while I look around the living room. Something here feels different. Can't put my finger on what it is, but this place feels like it's not really my house. Everything's where it should be, though. Huh? Distant sound of breaking glass? That was a very faint sound effect there, compared to the volume of the music. What was that noise just now? I think it came from the office? I slowly walked to the door. It sounded like broken glass. Did someone break a window? Someone in there? I guess there's only one way to find out. Put my hand on the doorknob. Jump scare coming. Or maybe not. I look around the room. No one's here. After a few more seconds, however, I notice something on my right. Oh, for God's sake, take a shot. So this is what the glass noise was about. The shelf in which all my knives were stored just collapsed. It's bound to happen. It wasn't really sturdy anyway, but what a mess. Knives are all over the floor, and some of them look broken. Fragile knives. What am I supposed to do now? Bend down to pick up one or two knives, and as I do so, I feel some kind of weird chill down my spine. I ignore it as I keep picking up everything, trying not to cause more damage. I put all the knives I just picked up on what's left of the shelf. Here on the ground, one of my knives is covered in blood. Not old coagulated blood, it's still fresh. Actually, is this even mine? Somehow, I seem to remember it from somewhere. Oh, is it going to be the purple knife from Act 1? Or is it going to be the rusty knife she found in the classroom? My breathing intensifies a little. Soon enough, the blood on the blade runs down my hands, down my arms. This feels familiar. I lift my sleeve and I take the time to look at the wounds. Wasn't this the knife that I used? No, it can't be. I didn't bring it with me. Or did I? I can't remember. Okay, I guess it's the rusty knife from the classroom. My gaze is locked on the knife, on the blood. My heart is beating faster and faster. Tormuse, 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 my blood, it's here. More blood, more. Watch me, Tormuse. Watch me as I do this for you. I'll always be yours, so why won't you be mine? This feels insanely good. I want Tormuse to see this. I want to touch Tormuse. I want to write a poem for him. I crawl to the living room, spreading my blood everywhere on the ground. It doesn't matter at this point. There's one thing I want, just one thing, and I will get it. I grab a sheet of paper in my bag. Okay. Something for Tormuse. Something that he'll love, that'll make him want to stay with me rather than her. I'm doing it. Before my pen touches the paper, though, I remember something. Didn't I find Tormuse's pen yesterday? Would he mind if I used it? I'm sure he'd like a poem written with his own pen, right? Of course he will. Still laying on the floor, I'm writing and erasing and writing again and again and again. My sweat makes the paper all dirty, but I keep going. Just a few more lines, just a few more. Yes, this is it. And it's the wheel poem. Nope. And 3 of the instances of the word God. I made the comment that in the previous video that the original game had 11 instances of the word God total. 3 of them were from this poem. 6 of them were from Monica talking about God. The original DDLC only has 2 instances of the word God uses as an interjection. 2 total. I took the liberty of unpacking the RPA file for New Eyes. New Eyes has 54. A ratio of 2 to 54. Just saying. Two of those were comments. Actually, I took the liberty of breaking it down. Where did I made a text file called New Eyes God Usage. Yuri says God 13 times. Noxie says it 16 times. The internal monologue says it 22 times. Some unknown person says it once, and it's in comments twice. I probably should have saved that for after I was finished with the mod, but I was curious, and I just found it kind of amusing. Yeah, like even if we count all instances, like the conversation about God and the wheel poem, it's 11 uses of God. There's still New Eyes still has 5 times as many uses of that word. I don't know. I just find it funny. Like personally, when I made my own mods, I studied the original canon dialogue. I studied every root. I studied every line of every the whole thing, so I could match the way the characters talk as much as possible. So I'm very familiar with each of the characters' quirks and how they talk, how they and stuff like that. So yeah, the fact that they're literally over 50, as opposed to figuratively, that's me misusing the word literally now. There are more than 50 uses of that word, it stands out. I mean, it's not the only thing that stands out, but it's in the differences. But yeah, it's just I just find it kind of amusing. Anyway, I'm rambling again. Moving on. This is perfect. This is perfect. Tormuse will love it. I fold the poem and I stuff it in my bag in between some books. The pen is still in my hand. My gaze is locked on it. My body feels incredibly weird. Oh, great. Are we going to have the touching yourself with the pen scene now? Yeah, I might as well get this over with. I know I'm over an hour now. Let's just get through this to wrap this up. It feels good, but it feels really hot. Like my heart is going to melt any second now. This is so embarrassing. My hand clutches around his pen. I can't control my body. This is wrong, or is it really? I can't tell. His pen. This is the best. I'm sorry, Tormuse. I can't resist. This is too... bunch of glitch text. Okay. I'm sweaty. I feel drained. I dropped Tormuse's pen on the floor. I need a shower now. The feeling of ecstasy is almost gone, but the blood isn't. I need to stop the bleeding, else someone may get suspicious. Like Natsuki. I don't want that. I have to apologize and make her believe me when I say I'm fine. I struggle to get up on my feet and I head for the bathroom. Everything feels a little clearer now. Yeah. It was momentarily more color saturated and now it's back to the regular color skin. My arm looks awful, but if this the price to pay, I think there's a typo there. If this is the price to pay to feel good, I don't mind. I just need Tormuse and everything will be complete. I glance at the clock. It's time to go already. Guess I haven't lost too much time. I've written my poem, so Monica will be happy. I grab my bag and I open my front door, locking it as always. It's colder than usual. I shiver. Maybe I should have taken a coat today? It's a good time to end it. Or should I go to the... You know, on balance, I feel like I'm moving through this too slowly. I'd like to... I'm gonna keep going until she's in the club room, and then I'll end the recording. Should I maybe taking a coat today? I shrug and I walk down the street, not looking behind me. Right now I have a few things to do. It's going to be fine. I feel like everyone is looking at me. They're judging me, but it doesn't really matter in the end. As long as Tormuse is here to watch me, it doesn't matter who looks at me. I finally reached the school. While I was walking, I kept touching the poem I wrote. Can't help but feel like it has that sort of power of aura I gave it. It's made for him. I suddenly spot someone I know in the distance. Okay, let's start with her then. I walk towards her with a determined stance. Monica, hello. Oh, Yuri, aren't you supposed to be getting ready for class right now? I should, but I felt like I should have a talk with you. How do I say this? Really, what happened yesterday wasn't my fault. I didn't really feel good. I'm lying to her. I've never felt this good in my entire life. But I need to make her believe I just want to spend some good time in the club, right? Then I'll get closer to Tormuse and she won't get suspicious, like she always is. So, sorry? That's fine. I don't really mind, you know. We all have this kind of stuff from time to time, little rain clouds, you know. Using Cyrie's metaphor? Yeah. Is everything alright? Oh, yes, I think. I don't know. What you just said made me feel strange just now. Ah, I see. Anyway, about what happened yesterday, don't worry. Just make sure it doesn't happen again. Although I'm sure it won't. No, it won't. I'll be going now. See you later, Monica. Sure. This was strange. This talk felt a bit out of place. Monica wasn't the same as usual, but I don't really know why. At least that's out of the way. I'll just have to make sure Natsuki doesn't hate me. And I'll have to show Tormuse I'm worthy of being close to him. I'm sure I can do it. I head for my building. The closer we get to the classroom, the less I want to go in. I just want class to be over already. I want to go to the club and I want to see Tormuse. I stop in front of the door. Is it really wrong if I don't go to class today? Just today, I just want to... No, of course it won't be a problem. No one will notice I'm gone after all. I turn around and I walk down another corridor. Not sure where I'm going, but I know what I'm looking for. I feel my body shaking a little. This isn't wrong, is it? I'm really going to check to see if he's fine. That's right, I'm not weird. Which class is he in again? God, I can't remember. Take a shot. I'll just check every single room I can find until I can see him. I start by peeking in the first classroom on my left. So many people here, they're all listening to the teacher, oblivious to any exterior circumstances. They're just doing this every day with no purpose, like machines. Tormes isn't in here, though. I walk to the next classroom and I do the same. Once again, nobody notices me quietly peeking inside. However, Tormes still isn't here. Just how long do I have to wait to finally get to see him? Classroom after classroom, I keep doing the same. Every single time, the scene feels like it repeats itself. All the classes look the same. All the students look the same. I'm not giving up anytime soon, though. One more class. There he is. Back of the room, I can see him. It's like he's the only one I can see. The only one different from everyone else. I can't move a muscle. I'm mesmerized by his presence. He's merely sitting here at his desk, looking a bit lost, but something about the scene feels incredibly relaxing. It makes me feel at ease to stare at him. Is this weird? Do people often do that? No, I can't be the only one, right? I discard the thought as I stay in the same spot, staring at the same person. My heartbeat gets faster. Maybe I could enter and talk to him a little? Nobody would mind, or maybe they would. But they can understand me, I'm sure of that. Or I could just wait for him here. We should be getting a break soon. Well, this is interesting. Interesting choice. I mean, this whole scene is interesting in that, I mean, this, all the canon scenes hold pretty close to the canon so far, so what does it mean to have a scene where MC is in the classroom, which is a scene which never occurs in the original game? I mean, if MC is like the eyes through which the player views the game, it's like a tree falling in the woods kind of situation here, you know, like you know, tree falling in the woods doesn't make a sound if there's no one there to hear it. Does MC go to a classroom if there's no player witnessing it? I don't know. I mean, the previous scene where he's weirdly showed up in her home kind of I got the sense that either it was a dream sequence or Monica is messing with things. And you know, and again, if Monica is messing with things, like again, what are her goals? What are her motivations? What's she trying to do? Like in Rain Cloud, it just seems like she's a black and white, you know, bad guy trying to get Sayuri to kill herself. And in this case, like the scene where Yuri's endlessly going through that corridor, you know, turning right all the time. Is that Monica's? Presumably that's Monica's doing. Like, question is Monica doing it on purpose? I mean, the original game, it's sort of canon that Monica doesn't know what she's doing, and she's just changing things at random, and that's why the game's breaking down. But in this case, it's kind of like, again, what are her motivations? Is she trying to like drive Yuri mad? Is she trying to drive Yuri towards cutting, towards the knife? Like, did she break the shelf on purpose in that previous scene there? Like, I guess that's what Sugadev is going for here. I mean, I've sort of been trying to reserve comment on that until later, but I don't know. I guess I'm talking about it now. Anyway, So what exactly is going on here? Is this Monica's doing again, or is Yuri like breaking away from the programming and stuff? Like either one of these options is already breaking away from the canon. Sort of feels like I'm sort of kind of curious to know what happens if I try entering the classroom. I suspect it doesn't have a huge impact on things either way. But anyway, well, what the heck, let's go for it. Put my hand on the door handle, ready to open it. Okay, this is going to be embarrassing, but I can do it. I hope it'll surprise Tormuse. I'll make him happy. I hear some steps in the corridor, so I snap back to reality as I immediately realize who the person pushing me is. Oh, hey. Excuse me. Yuri, could you please explain why you're standing in the middle of the corridor while you're supposed to be in class? Okay, so I guess it didn't make any difference. I could ask you the same question, Monica. Monica, it's just, I was... Cut off again. I was just walking around because I'm quite tired, and you see, I didn't want to go to class, and... Oh, is that so? I'll let it pass this time. How come you're looking inside Tormuse's class, though? Do you have something to tell him? What am I supposed to do now? Can't tell Monica anything. Do I have to lie once again? This is justified, after all. Sorry, I may have acted a little jumpy, but I'm just tad tired lately. What I wanted to say was, I wanted to take a little walk, because I didn't really feel good enough to study. So, I walked down this corridor, and I remember Tormuse is in this class. I lent him a book the other day, and I just wanted to wait here and to see what he thought about it. I see. Well, I'm supposed to be responsible here, so I can't let you wander around the corridors like that. Responsible? What do you mean? Are you part of the student council now? No, it's nothing like that. I'm merely responsible with my friends, that's all. You'll get to talk about your book with Tormuse later today while we'll all be here in the club room. Is this okay with you? It's not. No, it's not okay. I need to see him now. Is it okay if I just wait here for a few more minutes? There'll soon be a break, right? It isn't. If you really don't want to go to class right now, it's fine. But I cannot let you stay here. But this is unfair. Besides, why are you in the corridors in the first place? That's just... Hey, don't try to change the subject of this discussion. I don't feel so relaxed now. Monica's being a little annoying. I can understand why she'd want to act this way, but it truly is upsetting. Okay, fine. I'll go in class then. Good. I'll see you at the club then. See you later. Again, I'll go in class. That's another... I think this could use a proofreader who's a native English speaker. Anyway, I lazily walk away from Monica, feeling defeated. I glance behind me. Even if I wanted to disobey and stay here, it seems like she's not going to move. In fact, I think she's waiting for me to leave. I sigh. Fine. I walk back to my classroom. I stop in front of the door. I don't want to go in there. It'll just be the same as usual. I want things to be interesting. I want Tormuse to be here. Everyone's the same in there. I have no choice, I guess. I push open the door without knocking. Everyone looks at me. An awkward silence fills the room, and the sound of my steps resonate as I walk to my table. Couldn't care less about their stares. Oh, hey. That's kind of cool. You used the correct form of that saying. I mean, traditionally the saying is, I couldn't care less. And at some point it became popular to say, I could care less, which makes no freaking sense. So the fact that this is the correct form of that phrase is interesting to me. Anyway, moving on. They all look empty, soulless. The teacher starts speaking again after an exasperated sigh. Instead of taking a notebook out, I unfold the poem I wrote this morning, and I read it again, and again, and again, again, and again. Huh? Did the bell just ring? Our class is over? I finished reading the poem once again. I haven't taken my eyes off it since this morning. Something about it is fascinating. I think it's about how I thought about Tormuz while I was writing it. With a bit of hesitation, I put my poem back into my bag and I get up. The club should be open by now, and we'll soon be able to share poems. I'll be able to do what I have to do, and I'll be able to spend more time with Tormuz. I nervously chuckle at this thought. I can't wait. I quickly walk out of the classroom. Seems like I stayed a little too long in the classroom, as all the other students are already gone. I peeked in the corridor where Monica found me this morning, and it seems like she isn't there anymore. She may already be in the club room, and Tormuz too. I walk up the stairs as fast as I can. As usual, I stay quiet to listen inside the club room. No noise. This is the same dilemma as yesterday, isn't it? Isn't it? Dilemma. I feel that he's going to be in there. I know it. I enter the club room with a grin on my face. I walk in the little classroom and I close the door behind me. After a few seconds of observation, it seems like I'm the only one here. I sigh. How stupid of me. Excuse me, did you say something? Okay. Now I'll get to see how this ties in with the whole Noski forgetting the previous conversation thing again. For now, I'm gonna save. Like I said, I said I was going to wrap it up once she gets to the club room. Yeah. I think I'm just gonna reserve comment for later. I feel like I'm doing too many asides, too many little ramblings, and so on. There are things I do want to comment on, but I think I want to save it to the end. So yeah, I'm just gonna wrap up this recording now and say until next time.